Have you ever spent hours working on something techy only to find out that you had the answer, would have had the answer from the beginning if you just had done the right thing? Do, do, do. You know, I'm a wacko. I'm always telling people, especially my husband, that I'm techy enough to be able to get myself in trouble. Yet, sometimes I just get mumbled jungled and I have to step away from these projects because it starts to not make any sense to me. Um, and I'm going to get to what really happened here in just a second. But again, I'm techy enough to just get myself in trouble. I'll get myself into a project and I'll kind of half read the instructions. Women say that men do that. I do that. I hate to read instructions. But when it comes to computer, whatever, and I get stuck on projects, then I start reading. Well, then I start reading. All right. So yesterday, I wanted to try a recommended editing program called DaVinci Resolve, and I'll link to that in the description. And I thought, oh, this sounds so good. I currently use, and I'm a newbie, I currently use Movie Maker 10 Pro, and I'm pretty pleased with it. But I was in a situation a couple of days ago where I wanted to add two audio clips and I realized I couldn't add two audio clips, and I couldn't edit audio clips as well as I wanted to with Movie Maker 10. So I went out and started researching, and I found a vlogger that I really like, and I found her blog, and I messaged her from her blog, and I said, hey, I said, I noticed that you have listed your camera and other equipment, but what editing program do you use? Because I really like her videos. I can tell she does a great job on her videos, with her videos. And she responded with the DaVinci Resolve, and I thought, this is great. So here's the gig. Here we go. I loaded DaVinci Resolve to my laptop, which this is a 4-year-old Dell laptop. To me, I bought it refurbished, and I don't know how old it is beyond that, but it's like the dinosaur that keeps on going. And to me, it hasn't been a dinosaur, but yesterday I started calling it a dinosaur. Wow. I was thinking Jurassic Park for sure. I got the warning as the installation was going that I may not have, I believe it said, enough memory on my current piece of equipment to edit some color changes, but to make some color changes. I'm sorry, as I said, I'm techie, but I'm not well versed in some of this terminology. But that some of the basics I should be able to complete. So I downloaded the program, I should say, and all seemed to go well until I uploaded a small little clip. And it was actually just a little clip that I wanted to add some sound to, some audio to, and it couldn't be 10 seconds long. When I went to play it back, up came the message: no GPU memory. And I thought to myself, I've used this laptop for 4 years, no problems whatsoever, very, very happy with this laptop. The only thing I'm not real pleased with is what appears to be the screen resolution. It's just, well, I don't know. We're going to get away from that. But so I thought, zero GPU, there's a problem. That is a real problem. So I went in. I didn't even know how to look the GPU up, the memory. And so I dug and I dug and I dug, and I learned a lot by digging. I did Google searches and learned how to find the GPU, how to find what version you have, GPU you have on your system, so on and so forth. Okay, that was very helpful. Then I found out that the GPU memory 0 is a common thing. That the GPU memory is normally 0, but it shares memory from other sections, for lack of a better word. It shares memory when the GPU needs memory for things such as video. That was a learning process. It really was. Okay, so, I'm into time here. Like I said, I'm techie enough to be scary. 62 years old, and I figured a lot of stuff out in my lifetime. I'm beyond how do you do a Google search, how do you do an email. I am not at that level, but it's a scary level. Just to let you guys know, I took coding class twice a couple of years ago. I wanted to code websites from scratch. Coding websites from scratch is just totally not easy, none whatsoever. And I gave that up fairly quickly. Okay, so here's what I ended up doing. I ended up in the long run, wait for this, drum roll, this little friend. Now, I want y'all to look at something here. This is my laptop screen. This is the monitor that I love to work with. And yeah, on video, one looks darker than the other. But I prefer this one. I can see this one easier. It seems clearer. But one little thing that I should have done from the very beginning, a Google search. All those hours spent. I Googled the problem, the exact problem that I was having. It had nothing, the problem has nothing to do with my GPU. Nothing at all. It could have something to do with it, and I'm telling a little bit of a lie here on that one. But there were tons of other people having the same issue that actually had computers that were working fine until DaVinci switched from version 15 to 16, and then the problems began. I'm going to link in my description here the link to the actual conversation on YouTube. The video on YouTube that explains the problem, and some of the comments are extremely helpful. Extremely helpful. So this little lady that thinks I'm going to figure this out on my own through sheer stubbornness, I should have Googled from the very beginning. Had I Googled from the very beginning, I wouldn't have uninstalled the programs. I wouldn't have went through this major GPU search. I went through the stress of, I didn't tell you this part of it, that, oh my gosh, I have 0 GPU video memory? What is wrong with this computer? Was it never loaded? What do I have to do? I mean, it's now not only a dinosaur, it's a dying dinosaur. Good old Google search. I hope y'all enjoyed this. I'm still thinking about this today, and one of the first things I'm going to do is I'm going to download, have some laughs with me, I'm going to download DaVinci once again, and I'm going to follow the recommendations in the comments. And as you're watching this, cross your fingers for me, and I will actually add a comment into the comments, or add a comment in myself and tell you at what point what worked. I can do several things. Several things were recommended to make this work. And by the way, the problem only occurred in DaVinci when you hit replay on the video that you were currently editing. It didn't occur in any other place except you go to hit the replay of the video, and then you get that 0 GPU. So one of the recommendations was to utilize your laptop and don't utilize the second display. So that's when I'm going to try that, even though I don't like the display on my laptop. I like the display on the other monitor, the larger monitor, but I'm going to try that. Anything to give myself a chance to try DaVinci out. I think I'm going to like it. I just have a lot to learn with it. I'm a newbie, techie enough, but this just fascinates me. Another was to lower the resolution on the screen that you're on the display that you're using, and another is to turn the second display off. So I'm going to try all of those things. I'm going to try one by one until something works, and I think it's going to work. But hey guys, save yourself a ton of time. Don't be stubborn like me. Go to Google, do your Google search. Have a wonderful day, and Google away.